Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a vacuum cleaner. But this is not just any cheap vacuum cleaner, this is a quite high-end one made by Roidmi. So this competes with vacuums like Dyson and other high-end cordless vacuums. So I'm pretty excited to see what this vacuum has to offer. Alright, so let's get this thing open and see what's inside. Alright guys, so this is how it comes in. It has a handle actually here on the top. And it's not a very large box, but it's, got a good size to it for sure. So let's go ahead and cut the tape. By the way, this thing is available on Amazon, so you can check it out. Links in the description. Alright, so it looks like we have a couple tabs here. Okay, so we have a box in a box. Alright, and this is what the retail box looks like. Very nice. This is actually a quite premium presentation here. So here we have the branding. Roidmi F8, very nice white packaging. So here on one of the sides we have some information. The suction amount, the power could last up to 55 minutes, weighs about 1.5 kilograms, quite quiet for a vacuum at 75 dB, and looks like also it has a magnetic holder with no nails or screws required to hang it on the wall, I guess. So on the back here we have some nice little pictures. Also we have some kind of design award here in 2018 and some more information about the company and the vacuum itself. So alright, so we got a couple more seals here. Alright, so this is what you see when you open the box. So it looks like we have a little envelope here of something. So it looks like a wall sticker to put on the wall before putting the mount on it so it could stick better. A manual of how to use the vacuum and assemble it and things like that. Looks very nice and clean. So it looks like a sponge for filter, it says. So some kind of little filter here. Maybe this is an extra one, I'm not sure. And then we have like a little cleaning brush with some bristles. And then, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's actually a cutter in there to cut off the hairs, I guess, from the roller. Very cool. Alright, so what I'm noticing is there are numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So I guess we start with 1. I'm guessing maybe that's why they're labeled. So here we have number 1, which is the rolling brush. Okay, this is where the soft brush is. That's a really nice brush. I like the size of it. It's quite large. Alright, so let's go to number 2 here. So it looks like here we have the power adapter. And unfortunately, I got the wrong one. So I did get mine from overseas. It's probably why the reason for this. So make sure you buy it from Amazon so you don't have issues like this. So now I'll have to get an adapter. But this is what the charger looks like. And it is covered in little plastic here. And it has a really little cool logo right there on the back of it. Quite a nice looking charger adapter. Alright, so let's go to number 3, which is the magnetic wall mount. Alright, so this is what it looks like, and it does look like they do include a screw mount option also, so you could use some screws if you wanted to. So essentially this is just a port for the vacuum to land on, and so it's held upright wherever you're going to keep the vacuum. So you'll put this on the wall and the vacuum on that, so pretty cool. Alright, so for our last box here, which is number 4, looks like we have a brush roller in there. So it looks like it's the motorized pet brush or accessory brush here for cleaning smaller things. And you can see here the connectors where it connects. It looks to be that it has a motorized motor in there to turn the brush. So the brush has like this flexible rubber piece, also some normal bristles here. So all these pieces feel really quality built here. It all looks so polished and very modern looking. Alright, and that's all for our boxes. Here on top I see it looks like we have the wand part. So this is metal, looks like aluminum, looks like the extension pipe for the vacuum. Here on the handle we can see that it says a few things like 415 watts. Okay, and so here now we can see the rest of the pieces, and there's quite a few of them. So here it looks like we have flexible pipe, very nice. And it also stretches, you can see. So here it looks like we have the filtration filter for the canister. Alright, so this looks like the brush attachment here for cleaning like dust and stuff off of. I can see this work pretty good for like keyboards and stuff, blinds and things like that. Alright, so here looks like we have the main brush roll assembly. And so that's what that looks like. It's quite a good size here, guys. Looks like about 10 inches to 12 or so. So we have a dual purpose brush on here right now, which has the soft bristles and then this like rubberized squeegee looking thing. So we do have felt all around, and actually there's little wheels here that they also have little felt on that too. A very nice design overall. And if you look in there, guys, you can see little teeth right there, and those teeth are made to cut off like hairs and stuff that try to wrap around here. So that's kind of interesting how well they would do that. Pretty cool that they have them though. So we have a larger roller back here and then two smaller rollers right here. And obviously there is a way to change this roller here to this one. So if you have hardwood floors mostly, then you'd probably want to use this roller here. But if you have carpets mostly, this is probably the roller you would want. But this thing can do both. But obviously this would do better on hardwood, tile, you know, whatever other hard floors that you have. So, alright, and so for the last part here, last but not least, we have the vacuum itself. So it's kind of a prolonged design, you can see. So it's quite minimalistic. Here it looks like we have the power button. We have another button here to cycle through stuff, looks like modes. Here it looks like we have some lights, looks like battery indicator. Underneath the handle here we have, looks like a charging port. This is where you're going to plug in to charge it. And then we have our bucket assembly here, and it appears to be a little button right here. Okay, there's a little diagram here that shows you to push that little button here to release the bucket. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that was pretty easy. So just as simply as that, and it lifts off. So the bucket already has a filter in it, so the extra filter that came with it. So on the bucket itself here, you can see that there's a little tab right here. It's kind of hard to see because it's all clear, but there's a little tab here. You can just pull on that and the top comes up, and that's how you're going to empty your trash. And obviously all this comes apart, but I think because there's a bunch of stickers on here still. Alright, so this does come apart, but the way you do it is you have to push this middle part out. So when you push it down, it pops the filter out and it comes out the other end. Okay, so now it makes a lot more sense. So once you pull the filter out, there's a little handle here that you pull, you know, to retract this thing from its place. So basically like that. And the filter just lines up just like that. Simple as that. So I guess if you did have to pull this thing out and clean it better, you know, you would have to, you know, pull it from this end. But technically for normal debris, you should be able to just shake it out, close this back up, and good to go. Alright, so here you can see all of our pieces and everything that's included. And here's some more stuff right here. But let's go ahead and see if we can attach something to the vacuum head here. So I was actually kind of curious looking at this, because I know obviously this goes in here like this, and that's how you know, extend it and put your motorized head on here, you know, and then vacuum. But I was actually kind of curious, can I connect this piece straight to the head? So let's go ahead and try with this small one first. And look at that, you can. That's super cool. So if you, like, say had some stairs to clean or whatever, you totally could do this, you know? That's pretty awesome. So any tool can go on here, just straight to the vacuum. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, obviously this flexible one here can go here also. Or if you want to clean larger areas, you could probably, yep, looks like do exactly the same thing. I definitely like that feature. And by the way, guys, this thing swivels and turns. It's quite a unique design there. Alright, so let's see if we can power this thing on right quick here and see how it sounds and what it does. So I'm going to go ahead and click this power button and see what happens. Okay, so it turned on and it's showing our battery level here, which is, looks like 3 dots, and it's actually quite quiet, but I think it's in low mode right now. Definitely got a good suction. Let's click this mode button and see if it gets faster. Okay, it's going crazy now. Wow, it sounds really strong. Power it off. Wow, that's pretty cool. I definitely love how they have the handle built like this, because you can either hold it like this, or, you know, if you're vacuuming down, you can hold it like this. Here's an interesting detail that I noticed. I'm not sure exactly what it does, but here underneath the handles you can see there's a little metal ball looking thing. So there's one here, and then there's one here. So I'm not sure exactly what that does, but I have a feeling it has something to do with it knowing where you're holding it, which I don't know why that makes a difference, but maybe buttons do different things as you change your hand position. We'll have to see what that's all about. But yeah, a very nice, attractive vacuum, guys. I think just from the aesthetics and presentation, it's a quite beautiful little vacuum. All right, so let's connect some of these parts together and see if we can vacuum something. All right, so we changed locations. I brought everything here with me. The first thing I want to do is I want to put in this little filter here that's included. And you can see there's a little diagram there where it goes. And it appears to be going below this filter here. So if you pull the filter out, then we can put this little guy in here. But obviously we need to take the sticker off first. So we'll put that filter in there and then put this one back on top. And then we're just going to clip it all together. So let's pop this smaller tool in here and see how that works. So when we turn the vacuum on, this should start rotating. Okay, and it does. It's got a nice motion. I'm kind of curious what this big one will look like, because I think it maybe has a light right here. I can see some kind of bar right here of lights, I think. So let's clip this thing on. So the lights do come on, but it's not always. It's like they're smart. There's a sensor somewhere. Let's see, where is the area? And so whenever it's darker, it turns on, and whenever it's not, it doesn't. Very interesting. And you guys can hear that how quiet it is because it's on right now. Spinning, and it's not very loud. So there is a sensor right here. This is actually, I guess, where it senses the light. So we're going to give this thing a little test run here in a little bit. See if we can pick up some dirt and things like that. So one thing I haven't showed about this tool here is that it is a multi-purpose tool. So you do have this brush here at the end of it. Not only that, but this brush actually spins in circles. So, you know, you can adjust it like this and clean like that or like this. Or if you didn't want this brush at all, you can just pull it out. And then you have like a little extension here to, you know, be able to get into the crevices. So that's pretty cool. So it's like a multi-purpose little tool here. And obviously this thing is, you know, quite logical. You can move it around. Not sure you could put anything else in here, but out of curiosity, let's see if we can put this brush in here. Oh, you can. Look at that. So you can put something on here. Well, that makes it really handy then, because you got a little flexible brush and stretchable too. Stretches about twice its size, maybe a little more. Very nice. So this would be very good, I think, for dusting and things like that. All right, so let's go ahead and connect this whole thing together. We'll connect to our brush. And so this is what we look like. So the more I touch it and mess with it, the more I'm starting to like this thing. It just all makes sense. And not only that, it's all high quality and very friendly, not heavy either. Very nice. So here's kind of what it looks like. So it can't obviously hold itself. You have to either set it like I have it here against the wall or lay it down. But it looks like it could sit against the wall pretty well because it does have a nice flat foot there in the bottom. So if you just set it down like this and then it leans on something, it looks like it will lean like that. Obviously you're going to use this docking little station here, and that just goes behind the handle here anywhere. So I guess depending on where you're going to keep your vacuum, you can peel the sticker off of this bracket here on the back, so this just peels off. Use that provided pad if you need to, and just kind of get close to the wall and connect it right there. And that'll be a very easy installation of the mount there. So this could easily fit in like a closet or pantry or wherever you would want to keep it, or maybe you'd want to showcase it. You could put it somewhere, you know, where it's visible, because it does look quite nice. All right, so let's do our first test. So I crunched up some cornflake cereal here, kind of simulating some spilt food, and we'll see how the vacuum here picks it up. So let's see how it does. So I'm going to go ahead and go on low and see how it does on low on half of it, and then we'll maybe turn it to high. So as you can see, the first pass wasn't very good. Let's see if I go backwards. It's reasonable, but not great. So let's go ahead and hit it to high. We'll go on this side. A little better. Actually, a lot better. Well, pretty much gone. You could easily pick this up probably. So we can see our cereal there in the canister. So it did very well on the high speed, but as you saw there on the low speed, it just didn't have enough suction, to pick up deep like that. So this is the multi-brush, and that is made for carpets and, hardwood floors. So it's kind of like universal, obviously better for carpets. But as you can see, guys, that was quite easy to clean up that mess. On high speeds, even though you only get about 10 minutes, that should be plenty of time to clean up something quick. All right, so for the next part, we're going to use this tile here as hard floors, and we're going to use the multi-brush for anyone that's going to be using it for carpet and hard floors. So let's see how the multi-brush does on the floor here. So I'm going to try low speed first. We can see it pretty much got everything. So let me go to higher speed and see how that does. Okay, that does much better. So you can see, guys, that on the higher speed it's very good, and it has no issues picking up particles like that. And you can kind of see our canister here starting to fill up a little bit. The universal brush here is capable of hardwood floors quite well, actually. So if you have hard floors and then rugs and carpets all over your house, this is probably the brush that you want to use. But let's say you only have hardwood floors, then you might want to switch to this brush that's included with the vacuum, because this directly would do a lot better with dust and things like that. And because it's all like a felt material here, it'll be able to pick up things a lot easier also. So let's go ahead and see if we can change that. So I do see a little red button here. And if you click it this way, a little piece pops out, and then this rotor just comes right up. So it's very easy to change. And then we'll take our new rotor, pop it in there, and then pop this adapter back in. Just like that, and we're done. So a brush foam roller like that is not going to do very well on carpet, but it should do quite well on hard floors. And let's give it a pretty big mess here. A bunch of fine and larger particles, and see how good it does. I'm going to start with the low again, and we'll see how that does. Very well, actually, on low. Because of the huge brush, we're able to throw things into the vacuum a lot better. So let's go to high. And definitely no issues there. So yeah, pretty awesome little vacuum. And honestly, guys, we've been using Shark vacuums, not cordless, but the ones you plug, and we kind of have high expectations for suction and how well things pick up. And I'm pretty impressed with this little vacuum here, how able it is to pick up so well, being a cordless vacuum. Alright, so here's something interesting about this vacuum also. It can connect to your phone, I guess through Bluetooth somehow, and apparently tell you things about the vacuum. So let's go ahead and install their app, and we'll see what it's all about. And so this is what it looks like. I don't know why it wants to manage calls. That's kind of weird. And location, why does it need that? And access to files and folders. But before we can use the app, we have to connect. So under your Bluetooth devices, scan for new items, and you should be able to see the Roidmi. Alright, so it's saying connecting. Okay, I think we're connected. And the vacuum cleaner actually had a little light that came on, if you can see that, guys, right there. A little blue light. So the cool thing about the app is that it has another setting here, which, as you can see on the bottom, it says 130 watts, which is medium. So we got 80, 130, and 180 watts. So I went ahead and changed it to 130. So now when we power the vacuum on, it'll be on medium, not on low. So that might be a better option if you wanted a little bit more power than that 80 watts. But I think the 80 watts could last, almost an hour. While this is only 10 minutes, I'm guessing this is not, much more, maybe 15 to 20. So, but yeah, pretty cool. So if you scroll down, you can kind of see here the battery power. So we got 84%. And then it actually shows you the filter, how clean it is. So after it gets close to, needing to be cleaned, it'll remind you so you can clean it. So this could be really useful if you, don't have time to keep track of your vacuum. It'll kind of keep track of itself and then remind you to do things. So it looks like we've only used this thing for 5 minutes total, so not very much. And about the area that we've cleaned so far. Very interesting little app. So in the corner here, if you click these little dots, you can see here you can control a bunch of other stuff. You can tell it to remind you when the dust bin is full. So you can reset the filter, upgrade the firmware, battery information, product manual, and some troubleshooting guide down there. So very nice. So quite a simple but intuitive app, and could be very useful. All right, so let's see how easy it is to empty this dust bin here. So we're just gonna click this button here, and it should pop right out. And so all we gotta do is lift on this and it'll open. Most everything will come out quite easy, but you know, you will have, there's a few little parts here that are stuck, and I guess these are kind of a big crumbs that it picked up that wasn't able to fall through there. So once in a while you might have to, you know, open this back part up and kind of clean it up. But I think for overall it should be just fine. Alright guys, so overall I think this is quite an amazing little vacuum, and especially what it has to offer, it's very good at what it does, and I don't think this thing will disappoint anyone. And all the attachments that it comes with is definitely everything you would need. So I feel like if you have an apartment or a, you know, like a little office, or even around the kitchen, or even just because of the weight of this thing and the convenience of no cord, I think this would be a great vacuum for anyone that's looking for something like this. And there's not really much limitations with it except for, you know, that bucket being kind of small and your battery life. So, but keeping that in mind, it has a lot to offer with the attachments and the run times that it can do, because if you hit it on low and go pick up dust with this brush here, you know, you could do that for a while. So a very nice and premium cordless vacuum here. Alright guys, well hopefully you enjoyed this video and you got to see the Roidmi F8 a little better. I definitely don't hesitate to recommend this thing. So if you want to check this thing out, I'll leave some links in the description. It'll be Amazon. And if you enjoyed this video guys, then hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this and you're not subscribed to this channel, I do a lot of reviews, and you enjoy videos like this, then hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.